Houston, we have a problem. Well, folks, I don't even know where to start telling you this story. I guess maybe from the start would help you get some context. So I came into the shop today and I was going to bang out a couple of quick things that I've done countless videos on, so I wasn't going to film another oil change. And the reason I wanted to do an oil change on the car is if you caught my upper and lower intake swap on this, you would know that we got a little bit of coolant down into the valley of the block, and that runs down and into the oil, so you got to get that out of there, right? I even recommended in my video, give yourself a fresh oil change when you swap your intake. So I come under here, I'm all set up, and I go to back the drain plug out, which it's a magnetic drain plug on this Moroso 7-quart oil pan. I get to the tail end of the threads, and the plug's still kind of hanging on, so I'm like, well, maybe it's just the magnetic portion of it hanging on to the actual pan. No, as I pull it out, it just keeps pulling and there's just more and more and more material at the end of the plug. I'm like, these plugs aren't that long. Full of bearing material. So here is what's come off the plug. Like, it's everywhere. I mean, there's not even really anything else to say other than the fact that this motor is cooked. And I've mentioned a few times, this is a fresh rebuild. The guys that restored this car, or whatever you want to call it, I mean, put this car together, it was a fresh rebuild when they put it in here. Like, I don't even know what to say. You know, all of the issues I've found with this thing, I've pointed them out in videos, like, look at this, right? Missing hardware, and it just never ends with this car. Well, now the motor is absolutely trash. This motor needs to come out and be rebuilt. I can't even believe it. So I've sent a message over to the owner of the car because obviously he needs to be aware of this, and I haven't spoken with him on the phone yet. He's actually out of town right now. We've got piles and piles of parts to put in this car. Actually, since I last had you guys on a video, none of these boxes were here. Like, we have a doubled in deck to go in it, amps, like an interior resto. Now, I don't know, like, does he want me to keep going with that stuff? It's obviously got to go in the car at some point in time. I don't think he's going to just throw a match in it, even though I think most people at this point probably would. But, like, think about this. I just put that intake on it. Well, that's obviously got to come off. Like, all of the gaskets that we just spent money on are shot. You can't reuse them. Like, it just snowballs to a point of you can't even comprehend it. So, like, I'm getting chills just telling you this story right now. Anyway, I don't know where this leaves Project Revert. I mean, it might mean way more content. We probably got a motor pull in this mess. I don't know. Yeah, like, there's just so many questions at this point. So, with that said, I guess Project Revert is somewhat paused. Like, you know, or do I get it running? I mean, it ran before I changed the upper and lower intake. It's not going to run for long. Like, there's not a, I can't imagine there's much bearing left at all in this block. So we could get it running again and drive it somewhere, pull the motor there so it's not tying up my hoist. I don't know. There's just so many questions. So anyway, I guess the moral of the story in each and every one of these videos is, folks, if you're gonna hire someone to do work for you, please make sure you vet them out, okay? Like, this just absolutely crushes me. It breaks my heart. I can't even begin to comprehend So, yeah, public announcement, right? Do your homework. Don't just get some Joe Blow off the street to do work for you, because this is the problem that you could end up with. So with that being said, ladies and gents, if you need to share this with somebody that you know, please do, to warn them or whatever that looks like. But anyway, we'll see what this means. More on Project Revert or maybe not. Anyway, till next time, ladies and gents, take care. Bye for now.